Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look on a 2v2 game from the Scouring that I recently played. This is the RTS version, so nothing too special. And in this game I played with Virgilio78 against two Asian players. So this is the matchup that we'll be spectating today. So yeah, let's resume it. Let's take a look on the players. This is me starting with the orcs here, my teammate on the bottom side of the map with the white color and the human race. And then we have two orc enemies on the top side of the map and then on the right side here. I had some issues here in the beginning with keybinds, so as you can see my buildings were kinda delayed. I was pressing my keybinds for peasants. As you can see, I'm not even producing workers now. Yeah, so for workers and buildings, and it was opening some tabs in my on my computer instead of actually doing the commands in-game, so that was a bit of a struggle in the beginning, but eventually I managed to make it work. So a little bit of a delay in the beginning, like maybe 20-30 seconds, but as we saw, maybe this guy was also a little bit delayed, or at least I saw his workers AFK for a second, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But yeah, the yellow player definitely seems pretty solid. Also my teammate here opening kinda interestingly with barracks with 3 peasants, then sawmill with 4 actually, and then also 2 farms at once, so that's kinda interesting. I think he should be able to finish this and he won't have any food problems. Plus he also have really early heavy wood gathering here with the increased wood income from the sawmill, plus also 4 peasants on wood immediately. As you can see, one is still stuck a little bit here. A little bit of a pathfinding problem, but you can always micromanage to fix that, so just a little bit of a lost wood there, but not that big of a deal. And here we already have a first scout, which is my warrior, level 1, immediately running to this base of the yellow player. We scouted that he has 2 warriors. I will just run through his base, make him basically chase me. He will waste some time, yeah, he cannot creep or whatever, so this is really good. Here I try to also kind of lure him into the bandits, so he takes some damage. Of course he still took more damage, but the main thing is that we survived, and now I can still utilize this warrior to potentially make some harassment on the other player here, which is exactly what I want to do. He's preparing some units for maybe killing the trolls in the middle, so here I immediately go on his workers, and as you can see I brought one to 6 HP and now I will finish him. So 30 gold for me, some experience, and mainly he lost 1 worker, which means he will have smaller wood income now, because it was worker on wood, and overall he will just have a little bit weaker economy right from the beginning. Here he was chasing me, but I knew that I have the archers here, and here I can hide behind this tree, so that is exactly what I did. And this way I managed to save this warrior once again, basically keeping this threat for him basically near his base. The yellow player tried to push me here, but I have 7 warriors at my base, so there is no way he can push me. I don't have the charge yet. I started immediately researching it now, even though I saw the archer before, so I knew he was going for archers as well, but of course I didn't know if he would push me this early, so that's why I started researching it now, to not waste any resources before. And here I unfortunately went into the archers a little bit, so I took heavy damage. But now, as you can see, he's fighting here with the bandits, and in the meantime I'm once again in his base, killing some workers here and getting lots of value from this 1 warrior. We already killed like 3 workers, I think, or 2 at least. Maybe that was the one we killed before, yeah, so 2 workers. Now I will kill third one. So you can see he's starving a little bit. I gained even level 2 on my warrior, 3 kills as you can see, yeah, so huge value from this soldier. At home I'm now taking my army here. We already have the charge. Night is starting and I'm going for these archers down here. And this warrior is still killing his villagers, getting even more value. Now he finally is retreating. As you can see, he wanted to deal with the bandits first, but now there is also my ally actually pushing him, so we are doing heavy damage to his economy and army as well. Now it might even seem like he would die here, but I'm not sure if his ally will maybe come to help him or my ally will retreat. But of course he won't die here. Maybe he will actually not be able to kill this. Yeah, he's shooting the tanky warrior and the other archers are actually kinda killing him. They even had some levels there. So small advantage for the enemy. He's also producing here constantly, while my ally, of course, was not even producing actually at home. Not sure what he's doing right now. He has decent amount of resources, but I also have quite a lot of resources. I think I was saving up for something. I actually didn't make my lumber mill yet, so we'll soon run out of wood, and then I'll have wood problems, which I'll have to solve. Definitely it would be a really good idea to now build a lumber mill when I have 200 wood spare, because I will spend it on something really soon and then we will have bigger problems. But of course now we are killing as many neutrals as we can, farming some gold. Yeah, we can also capture this outpost, why not? It's not really that important, but it provides some vision here in the middle, so if they will go through the middle, basically through this passage between the trees, on me from the back, I will see it thanks to this outpost. Maybe it would even scout them here if they would go on my ally there. So still pretty decent tower. The yellow player is actually taking this one. Not sure why he's not utilizing the warriors now, but maybe he was building something. He's actually going for Muncher Cave. Yeah, he was making really quick Munchers. Kinda combining all the units there. Yeah, he started with warriors, then made some archers, and now going for Munchers. So really trying to make everything he can except cannons. And here I'm just going to the middle, because we cleared these two camps, so now I'm going for the wolves and the trolls, which is also lots of gold. And here I unfortunately made the forge first, because I wanted, first of all, some cannons for defense, but then also the shield upgrade for my warriors, since I was making so many of them, and I knew that the enemy will have at least some archers. I didn't know about the munchers yet. Maybe a little bit poor scouting on my side, but I guess it's not that big of a problem. If I can gain the levels here, it will be fine, and he's not even killing any neutrals, so he's not leveling up, and he doesn't even have the munchers to level them up yet. And here we are getting just more and more gold, but yeah, as I was saying, I got the forge, I don't have the wood for the upgrades anyways, and now I went for tier 2 just to unlock actually the shields. So yeah, I could make like one cannon or two, but we would waste even more wood. So now I definitely need to save up for the lumber mill as soon as possible. Maybe even power build it. Yeah, you can sacrifice some villagers on gold when you are farming so many neutrals, you will have the gold anyways, so then you can really just pull everything from gold to catch up on the wood and solve the problem by making the lumber mill finally. Some neutrals attacking me here, but I have more warriors at home, so we should be fine. And I'm finally placing the lumber mill down here, because there are also some trees, so we can utilize that. This position is pretty small in terms of building space, so sometimes it can be quite hard to actually fit the buildings in here, but I think we will manage to do that. And as I said, I can also utilize the space around. But I think the night is slowly ending. We can even see the enemy actually trying to utilize the tower here to deal with these archers, but they won't chase him to such a big distance. Yeah, they will just retreat, so that didn't really work. But he has good levels here, lots of units, he could easily take it down. This guy kinda stabilized, definitely a little bit behind. The harassment there from the beginning definitely slowed him down a lot. But my ally also doesn't have too many units. I mean, he has some archers at home, but he's not really utilizing those. Maybe this player will actually now push him, so this might be kinda useful. Even though, of course, you don't need them here, yeah, you need to just protect this passage, and then in the middle you have the army, so these guys could either stand on these barracks as well, or be with the army in the middle, but that doesn't really matter. The yellow player is now accumulating the munchers here. I have a really decent army of warriors, as you can see. I have lots of level 2s, plus some potions even on some of them. And now I have the shields upgrade, as you can see, so I'm immediately taking my units. I mainly want to capture this outpost, maybe clear this camp if it's not cleared yet, which I didn't know, but as we saw, the archers are still remaining there. But of course he still has the vision here, so now the enemy team knows about me. This player is actually pushing here, so my ally has to retreat, and that basically means that I will stay 1v1 here with warriors against munchers, which is of course a natural counter. But the thing is that if you don't have enough of those munchers and it's just level 1, it's not that big of a problem, because I have way higher levels, I have the potions there, and I have more units, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem. Plus he's just standing and fighting instead of running through me and disrupting my attacks, so that's another micromanagement mistake from him. And as you can see, the munchers kinda fell easily. Here I had a low HP warrior who used potion, then another potion was on cooldown, so when I pulled him back, waited for the cooldown to reset, then healed, and he could continue fighting. My ally even came here to help me once again, just with like half of his army, but it's fine. And then there is this player also running into our back, but fortunately the wolves attacked him. I think he probably shot on them, but anyways, they are helping us a little bit, slowing him down, so that's good. And here we are just pushing together, so he has the archers and I have the shield, so I will be tanking the damage, and he can easily provide some extra DPS from distance, so really good combination here. Of course, if they would have more munchers, it would be a little bit harder, but I think this is still really good. With focus fire and everything, we should still be able to take them down. And here in the back I saw the enemy. attacking us, the other players, so I also made some cannons, and now as you can see I'm protecting this whole passage with this one cannon, basically keeping this player away from us. He cannot basically assist this ally right now, he would have to run around, while here I have a second cannon, so now I will set up this one as well, and as you can see I totally dominated all of his archers with these two cannons completely, basically getting him out of this fight, while of course we are finishing this yellow player 2v1 and eventually he surrenders. And this player also didn't have any more units, and after 10 minutes and 17 seconds or something, it's GG. So yeah, I think kind of interesting, quick game. The quick harassment here was definitely really important. It totally threw that player off, and after that it was mostly just the yellow enemy here, who was kind of strong as I said. He made the muncher there, that was kind of dangerous, I wasn't really prepared for them. But unfortunately my army was still strong enough to deal with it, and after that, when my ally also came and I was utilizing the shields to push here the base, it was really straightforward, and also these cannons proved to be really useful. I usually make early cannons for defense mainly, even though here it was kind of late because of the wood problem, but yeah, overall I like to have that. It helps against archer pushes and things like that. People like to push at the start of the second day, so it's good to have some cannons if you go for full warriors. But as you can see, even in attack it can be quite good, even if you don't have the artillery ability yet, which I could make now. I had lots of spare resources, but I was mainly focusing on the fight now because I saw that it's already won. But yeah, I could get the artillery now. I have two cannons here. If they would have also cannons in defense, or maybe lots of archers that I wouldn't even push into that with my shields, I could always just utilize the cannons and use them for that. Or it's actually kinda good against the munchers or knights as well. If you can get a good position, it's still really high damage, so even though of course they can run on the cannons quite easily, they can still take some heavy damage, and it can help your warriors to deal with the munchers or knights if you go just for that, or maybe the archers of your ally if you play in a team. So yeah, let's finish the replay, check the results. In total we had the most resources, so my enemies there and my allies well were probably a little bit under gathering, but yeah, I had a little bit less wood than my ally. We saw he actually started pretty early, but we still managed to catch up quite nicely because I had lots of extra workers there on the wood later. Plus we had the most natural kills and also normal kills, so there's lots of extra gold for us, which means I could have afforded to pull more workers from gold to wood, trying to catch up here, but still I wasn't really on a good amount in terms of wood. Yeah, that was a bit of a problem, definitely a mistake from me here, but gold was nice. As I said, units killed also best. We lost the least amount of units as well, so really good kill loss ratio, and buildings also the most, so nice production there, even though I saw that my ally of course had 2 barracks, and then also I think the bottom player, maybe all of the enemies, and also all other players had 2 barracks maybe, I'm not actually sure, but maybe they didn't have the forge. Eventually I also made muncher cave, so I also catch it up on that building. Maybe we had more farms, something like that, but overall as you can see we had 1 more building than anyone else. Actually the second player with the most buildings was the green one, who was almost dead there. So yeah, definitely these guys were not making too many buildings, but of course you don't always need it. I just like to make a little bit more diversified army, as I said, with the cannons and everything, but you can just stay on fewer buildings, it's totally okay usually, especially this early in the game. Yeah, 10 minutes is definitely quite short game. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you in the next one, so take care guys.